there's totally a way for them to, expand on this, maybe make a sequel if they think it's worth it, and do something more accessible and also appeal to, people who are like developers and stuff too.
Douchebags, pretty much, yeah.
No, there are a couple of games in this genre. One of them being TIS 100. Hacknet is another one. So if you're interested in games that are like that are kind of towing the line.
I'm not, but...
Well, you're not. You have a lot of programming friends, including your brother. So maybe some of those people would be interested. And if you're interested in a game that toes the line between action and programming, check out Hack and Slash.
Yeah.
It is on Steam. It's $13.37, and if you don't know, that spells out LEET. L-E-E-T.
I didn't know that.
Next game on the list is Semblance. This is a platforming title where they say the first true platforming title because the main character is a blobby little boy, and you run through the world and you can hit the platforms. You jump and hit the platforms, and they curve and move and form to help you solve puzzles. So if there is an area that you cannot reach, you go underneath the platform, you jump, you bump it up a little bit, then you jump back up, and then, of course, now you have the height that you needed to get up to the next spot. This game is... This game is made by Nyamakop?
You sound like a fucking idiot right now. I'm just letting you sound it.
You say it. I want you to say it.
Yamcop.
Nyamakop?
I didn't say that. That's not what I said.
And it's published by Good Shepherd.
Nyamakop.
Nyamakop. Are you saying Yamaka?
Yamcop. Nyamakop.
So it sounds like you're saying something backwards.
Yamcop?
Wait a minute. Nyamakop backwards is Pokemon.
Are you a fucking ass?
Look at it backwards.
I know, but Pokemon is not a fucking word either. So you said one gibberish word, and you go, oh, wait, backwards is another gibberish word. Maybe that's what they meant.
Sounds like you're saying something backwards, so I read it backwards. It says Pokemon. Like Pokemon.
No, it's not, motherfucker, at all.
Say it backwards. Say it backwards.
Poka? Man. So dumb.
But that's a good point. I bet you they did that on purpose.
Okay, well, we have to move on now. Sadly, we have to go to our next topic.
I want you to lead this section.
The Culling 2. If people remember, back to the year 2015.
Man, that was 3 years ago.
Yeah, it was a good year. I got my first butt plug. It was a good year. Anyway, so the Culling 1 comes out. It's an early access, but people describe it as, this is my first introduction to Battle Royale. It was one of, if not the first Battle Royale game, I believe. But it was only like 15 players. It was supposed to be Hunger Games, the video game. Which Hunger Games...
branded at all?
No, I mean, not branded as... Anyway. But... and by the way, Hunger Games was a ripoff of a Japanese movie. I forgot what the fuck it's called.
Battle Royale.
Oh, fuck, it is Battle Royale. You're right. Thank you. So, this is the first of its kind. It's really good. It was early access, so a lot of people, played it, blah, blah, blah. It got pretty popular. It had positive reviews.
I'll let
it
slide.
They kept updating it. They finally released it December 27th.
You see this matchup on Salty Bets right now?
Oh, no, I don't. What the fuck is... I got to bet 200 on this guy. He looks so fucking stupid. I got to bet on him. The Laundrette Alpaca. What the fuck? Anyway, okay. They released this game in final release in December.
They released the game in final release?
Well, because they released the game in early access at first, you piece of shit. So, yeah, I was proper when I was fucking saying it. This match is so stupid. So, he's fucking punched that whole guy. So, they released it in December 2017. And right after they release it, like a month or two later, they say, we are no longer supporting and updating this game.
10 days in.
No, not 10 days in. Like, this is like a month or two in. And they're like, people are like...
Wait, the first game?
Yeah, the first game. And so people are like,
sorry.
what the fuck?
I fucked that up. Can you say that part again?
Damn it. Yes. So the game comes out, and like a month or so after the final release, at the end of 2017, they say, they might have said in early 2018, but they're like, we are no longer supporting this game, and we are no longer release updates for this game. People are like, what the fuck? We did early access. And there was also not that many people playing at the time because by this point,
they have to pay for early
PUBG
access?
and Battle Royale had already come out. And they were popular as shit. And yeah, I believe people had to pay for early access. So they were pretty pissed off. Then it turns out that about earlier this month, I don't remember what time, it was like a couple of days before the actual release, which was on the 10th of July. They were like, hey, we made the Culling 2, and it has all these different things about it. You should play it. Game, everybody's pissed off because they're like, you already fucked us on making us buy the first game. Less than 6 months later, you already released the fucking, second one, and you want us to buy that too. The game came out on the 10th. It was horrible. The firing mechanic was off. It was just a rushed, shitty game. The servers closed down yesterday, which was 13 days after official release. So within less than 2 weeks, the game is done. It's a failure. And now the developer has said they're going back to doing updates for the original Culling game. But I think it's too little too late because they've already pissed off their fan base. There's so many other Battle Royale games, including
nobody's going to give a
Royale.
Shit. They deserve to just go down in flames.
That's what I'm saying. They fucked up. They tried to be like, oh, this is really popular now. We're going to re-release another version of this game, which was actually just a shittier version of the Culling, but they called it the Culling 2. And
I mean, the Culling didn't get good response either.
I mean, it was the first of its kind, though. That was the big thing.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. So I think that what they said was like, oh, well, this is what we were kind of doing before anyway. Why don't we capitalize on the fact that we already have something similar going and put it in early access? It'll be successful like everything else.
Very similar to No Man's Sky, right?
Thinking. Huh?
Very similar to No Man's Sky, right?
No, but yeah.
I was kind of making a joke, but I was a little bit serious.
I know. It's a little bit hard to explain. These companies seem to think that if they just make a game with a Battle Royale mode and put it in early access, that people are just going to keep giving it as much of a chance as we gave PUBG. And that's not the case. Like,
no, it's
that time is
2018.
over. We don't want any more early access Battle Royale games.
No! Like, not at all. I'm done. Well, although I say that, I really like Cuisine Royale, but that's
like
different.
Every Cuisine Royale, whatever, and even that, like, it's fine, but like I'm not going to play it every day. Like, companies need to stop putting out unfinished games with Battle Royale modes. Like, if anything, put your own spin on the game, make it finished enough where people aren't going to disconnect from each game, where the bullets don't even fucking hit the people.
That was a problem with this game. Well, by the way, you know what's really funny? By the time Battlefield and fucking Call of Duty come out this year with Battle Royale modes, no one's, I don't think, would be like, okay, well, we don't really play that anymore. Or if we do, we're playing one of these, not all of them.
Yeah. I mean, this is what I think is going to happen. I think the Call of Duty is going to bring back their player base because they're going to be like, well, now we have Battle Royale and we have the game that we love. Battlefield people are going to do the same fucking thing. People who only came into Fortnite because it was a trend are going to stay in Fortnite. And PUBG's going to fuck off because, honestly, nobody gives a shit about PUBG anymore.
Damn!
Because they don't. Listen, PUBG has been out for how long now? How long have people been playing this game?
A year and a half or so.
And in that year and a half, like, okay, how many maps do they have? 2 maps?
Yeah, I think only 2. Yeah, I haven't played it since the second map.
Two or 3 maps. It took fucking 6 months or 8 months for them just to add vaulting. Like, they're moving way too slow.
I get what you're saying.
Everything they do is too little, too late. All the cosmetic shit sucks. Fortnite, you just feel like you're being rained on all the time. And I get that they're two different. I get that they're two different companies, and Epic has like the best of the best and everything, but PUBG had all the money they needed to hire all the people they needed. And I know they're doing, like, from what they think is a lot, but they're really not doing a lot.
I concur.
I hate to talk shit, but that game has been out way too long.
It's really funny that you say you hate to talk shit because every time I talk to you, you're talking shit about me.
You're different, Ryan. You deserve it.
Wow. Shall we move on?
I'm sorry.
To me, I was like, that's the end of it. Like, that's just a failed game. And you know what? That should tell developers, don't fuck around, because that's the type of shit that can happen. This game, I'm sure they spent a decent amount of time and money on it, closed it within 2 weeks. I mean,
I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't put all your eggs in the Battle Royale basket. How's that
don't
sound?
put all your baskets into...
Don't eat a lot of bagels. It's bad for you.
And because the carbs are bad, and then you can be on the cleanse diet where you just drink a lot of orange juice. And
did you know 1 bagel is equal to 5 slices of bread?
I did not know that. Did you know that you were trying to put Unforgiven starring Clint Eastwood, Morgan Freeman, and Gene Hackman in the DVD player, and you ended up shitting yourself on the carpet?
Gene Simmons, huh?
Maybe. Tell me about this arcade in your neighborhood.
Okay, so the other day I was out on a walk. I was on a little walkie walk like I sometimes do. I try to get out at least once a week and walk my neighborhood and discover new stuff. So I'm in Brooklyn, and you never know what you're going to find in Brooklyn. Around every corner there is something interesting for the most part. So I usually bring my Switch along with me, and sometimes I pop into a bar or a restaurant, and sometimes I just end up places. So I had gotten wind of a little arcade on Twitter. I don't even know how. Maybe it was somebody else that I'm friends with in Brooklyn, and they maybe liked or retweeted something. So I checked out this place. It's called iFix Arcade. It's on 5th Ave and 32nd.
Why was the arcade broken?
No, so they take broken machines and fix them and repurpose them. They mod them.
I was just trying to make a joke, but I'm glad to know that that's actually what they do.
Yeah, they have like 12 old school like fighter machines, but the style that it's like one person per machine, and like those machines are connected to the ones across from them. So like each person has their own screen.
I see what you're saying.
And they have one joystick.
There's a shittier arcade here that does that, or at least it was a couple years ago. I'm pretty sure it closed down.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't like all brand new looking shit. Like it doesn't.
No. I get it, but also explain the biggest draw, because the place I went to, you couldn't bring alcohol. This place,
yeah. So they're BYOB, and at first I was like, maybe that's not something we should advertise. But he was like, no, man, like the police come here because people because they play music, like they keep the door open.
What do you mean
whatever.
the police come there?
So there are other people in the building. So they're in a building that has like other businesses in it, and someone called the police on them for being loud, and they had like alcohol and stuff, and the police were like, well, I don't really see anything wrong that's going on here. And he was like, yeah, like whatever, like we have people bring beer here too and shit, like that's cool, right? And they were like, yeah, like you guys aren't doing anything wrong, like you have a business, you're playing music, it's fine, like everyone else is doing their thing. And they left.
That's
whatever.
awesome.
He said they've come multiple times because people just complain, and they have to come if someone complains. So anyway, it's BYOB. At the end of the night, they always, well, not every night, but I think on the busier nights, they like order some food and shit. Like the last time I was there, they had like a loaf of bread, a bunch of deli meats, and a bunch of like pretzels and shit. And they were like, yo, eat guys, like hang out, like have a good time. And honestly, it was one of the most welcoming places. The people who play there are sick. Like you're not
like
going
they had
to play
the flu?
against. No. No, like they're not scrubs. Like they will wipe the floor with you. But I think also they're people who would be willing to give you some pointers, you know? They'd be willing to tell you a little bit about what you can improve on your game, which is cool. On top of all of that, they have machines that are hooked up to Steam, and they have like every new fighting game on them. So you have
mainly a fighting game bar, right? Like not you can't have you don't have RPGs and like shooters, do you?
I mean, they have some on the Steam machines, but yeah, for the most part. So like on the fighter machines where they have like the sticks and all that.
Well, and you showed me that they have a stick, they have mouse and keyboard, and a controller on the same machine, right?
Yeah. So some of the machines you can play with a controller, mouse and keyboard, or a stick. So they really got it all set up just for like whatever, like however you're comfortable. You don't have to play with a stick if you don't want to on most of the machines. And if that's your thing, you can also do that. It's really set up to be to me, the most fair kind of place to play fighters. Because, sometimes this has happened to me